Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm going to mute us, and then as women pop on, we won't hear the dinging bell. So welcome and happy Equinox, celebrating the turning of the wheel, celebrating Mabon, which is a powerful, 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 powerful time in this year of 2017. So, oh, welcome. Nice to see you. So we're getting situated. I just want to share that I'm going to take a picture of all of us, well, some of us who are here. So we have a really beautiful celebration and ritual planned for today. And it's a real deep mix of celebrating in circle as sisters in communion in that way, and also having our own unique experience of this potent time. So we're going to do a grounding so we all really get here. And I'll share with you a little bit about what we're going to do, possibly. Some of it will be left into the mystery because then our minds don't think too much. So it's with my greatest honor to be celebrating autumn equinox and this holy day with all of you. And some of you know me and some of you may be new to me. So just taking a moment to introduce myself, because that's always important as women. We want to feel connected to one another. And so my name is Amaya, and I just got a text message from my assistant. And I am the creatress of Woman Rising. And Woman Rising has really birthed itself into an incredible school. And it was truly birthed by all my students. It was never an idea that I had to create a school, but my students are really leading the way for this birthing. And so Woman Rising is a school for earth wisdom and moon mysteries. And there's so much that we're teaching, and that's really coming through in our mystery school right now. And so we offer flower essence home study courses, flower essence practitioner training program. We have a greater collective to be a part of. Right now we're in a really deep, extraordinary shamanic practitioner training program. And then there's also Priestesses of the Moon, which is a deep dive into how the moon lives through us. So there's a lot of activation happening that's really meant to be to you in the greatest service, to you as a priestess, as a healer, as a medicine woman, and a daughter of the earth. So there's lots of expansion happening, and I know in your hearts and your minds and womb spaces, that same thing is happening. So we're going to start with a grounding, and we'll go from there. So what I would like for you to do is just get yourself really comfortable and situated. And before you close your eyes, taking a moment to take in your sisters. So your sisters who you're literally seeing their faces. There's a few of us. And then sisters who are here on the call where we can see their names. And even if you can only see their phone numbers, there's a frequency of feeling into the sister that's there. And then, of course, feeling into all the sisters who will be joining us. Maybe they couldn't be here live and will be listening to the recording. So there's this great web of reflection for yourself, of sister love. And so just taking a moment before you close your eyes. Perfect timing. And when you've gotten full with this beauty, And I really do want you to take a moment to like read the women's names who are here and look at the phone numbers, because again, they are here. It's part of the frequency of welcoming them. And so when you feel ready, you can close your eyes. And with your breath, just really coming into your own body temple, your own space, leaving behind anything that does not need to be here in this moment. And offering yourself, really, truly gifting yourself this space to be in ceremony, to be in ritual, to celebrate this holy time of Gaia, and this holy time that then lives inside of you. And feeling your ancient breath as it circulates within you and deepens your presence. And from your sits bones, imagining your own incredible, strong roots grow from your sits bones, down your legs, down your toes, through the floor of the room that you're in, or perhaps you're outside, into the topsoil of Mother Earth, and then into the deeper, richer, moister soil of Mama Earth. And imagining those roots going as deep as you can possibly imagine. Perhaps they settle somewhere in the rich soil. Perhaps they go into the core of the earth. And noticing what you feel at this time. The way she holds you. The way that she reaches for you in the same way you reach for her. Our beloved Mama Earth. Knowing that you are just an extension of her. You can leave those roots in the soil there or in the core of the earth. Bring your presence and awareness back up through the moist, through the rocky, through the dry, back up into the room, the floor, into your body. Bringing your awareness back up your legs, your back, your neck, up to the top of your crown, and allowing your crown to open into the great mystery, to Father Sky, to the sun, the moon, the planets, opening to the unseen, and feeling the expansion that's present. Feeling the joy that's present as you commune with what it is that you cannot see, but what you can feel with such realness and intensity. Opening up to any messages. Remembering to breathe. And leaving that connection open and bright there, and traveling back, allowing the grace of God and Goddess to pour down over your crown and into your sacred body. And letting yourself have the experience of holding Mother Earth's energy, the great feminine mother, holding the energy of Father Sky, the great masculine father. And you, on this moment of autumn equinox, when day and night are equal, when masculine and feminine are equal, when solar and lunar and inner and outer and God and goddess are equal, knowing, feeling, embodying that you hold both energies in balance, in union, in communion, in wholeness. These currents live inside of you, and you get to be the vessel for them to come forth. And so it is at this time, literally at this time, in just a moment, that the wheel of the year will turn. And we stand in this great place of balance. And so imagining yourself literally holding in your body these elements, these energies and these medicines. That you get to be heaven on earth, earth as heaven. And so opening the palms of your hands, making sure your shoulders are open, and we welcome in the turning of the wheel at this time. Leaving behind the summer, welcoming in the fall, holding the balance of these currents, for it is now that the wheel turns. We celebrate our harvest, all that we have been working for. We celebrate. Celebrate. May we walk in balance on the Mother Earth, like a river flowing over rocks. May we walk in balance on the Mother Earth, like a river flowing over rocks. May we walk in beauty and balance on the Mother Earth. May we walk in beauty and balance on the Mother Earth. May we walk in balance on the Mother Earth, like a river flowing over rocks. May we walk in balance on the Mother Earth, like a river flowing over rocks. May we walk in beauty and balance on the Mother Earth. May we walk in beauty and balance on the Mother Earth. May we walk in beauty and balance on the Mother Earth. In this moment, in this day of balance, holding these polarities in us, may we walk in balance. May we live as balance. May we walk with beauty. breathing that into your entire being, that everything that happens outside of you exists inside of you. And may all of our ceremony today, all of our celebration today, and always be in the highest good for all beings everywhere. And so it is, and so mote it be. And so opening your eyes. Happy Equinox. And if you're in the Southern Hemisphere, happy spring equinox, holding these two spectrums of life in this incredible web of life that we live. So how powerful to be here in that moment when the wheel turned. Wow. Thank you so much. I felt a really big shift in the energies. So what I'd love to do first, the other day I was really wanting to have an understanding of what was most needed for all of you to do for this ritual, for me to get out of the way, and for the women who are showing up live or listening to the recording, what's most needed. And when I did a journey on it, I received, like, this is really such a celebration. This day and this moment is a really important celebration. So we celebrate the harvest, and we celebrate the abundance in our lives. We celebrate whatever that means for you, whether that's just with Mother Earth and her bounty, or really celebrating the seeds that you planted at Imbolc or spring equinox that are now here. You know, perhaps they're fully here and you're in the harvest of, you know, gathering them and bringing them into your life, or they're just blooming right. You know, you're going to get to harvest them soon. And so I kept picturing all of us like dancing around a fire and really having this like incredible celebration. And I wasn't sure exactly how to do that virtually. So what really came forth is that if you're listening on the call, I really want to open the phone lines for a couple minutes for you to share a celebration. And this can be in spoken word, you know, really like, I am celebrating this thing, or I'm celebrating myself, or it could be a song of celebration, or it could be a dance of your celebration. So that would mean, you know, standing up and dancing, but really invoking that this is a powerful, powerful time for us to gather and really be seen in our celebrations. So sometimes there's tendencies to hold our celebrations because we don't want to look in a certain way to others. And really, you know, we're all about breaking these illusions and patternings that we've been told. So if you can unmute yourself, you know, there's a way you can just click on the microphone on the lower corner of your screen, and that will unmute you. And we have this, hold on a second. We have this incredible heart quartz, actually it's selenite, to offer to each of you to be your heart sharing platform. And so we'll just pass it. Oh, Lizzo! So we'll pass it and around, and you'll just virtually pick it up. And if you're in a place where you can't speak your celebration, you can also type in the chat, and I'm happy to read it. And just really want to, evoke this energetic of this time of celebrating our harvest. You know, we work so hard to plant those seeds and tend those seeds and nurture and fertilize, and let's celebrate. Okay? So I had a feeling.
Hello, beauties. Oh, it's so amazing to see so many faces and familiar faces. Celebrating. Wow, that was so beautiful and powerful to be in that state and presence with you all as the wheel turned. And yes, Amaya, I felt the energy shift, and it was just like so righteous. So I have a song I would love to share with you all. And actually, as we're in Navaratri and we're on the third day of Navaratri, celebrating Goddess Kali, I would invite us all to take our hands together and come into Kali Mudra. So Kali Mudra, the right fingers will lace in front of the left, so that the right thumb is on top of the left, and then the pointer fingers come together. And Kali is all about our throats, Vishuddha, speaking our truth, sharing our voice in sacred leadership and sacred song, and righteous indignation and sacred activism. And so, I have a song and prayer of thanks to share with you all. Give thanks to you, we do give thanks. Give praise to you, we do give praise. Give thanks to the Mother Gaia, give praise to the Father Son. Give love to the children in the garden, where the Mother and the Father are one. Where the Mother and the Father are one. Give thanks to you, we do give thanks. Give praise to you, we do give praise. Give thanks to the Mother Gaia, give praise to the Father Son. Give love to the children in the garden, where the Mother and the Father are one. Where the Mother and the Father are one. Feeling the balance of the sun and the moon, the light and the dark, and the masculine and the feminine energy swirling within us on this great day of balance. I give thanks and deep reverence and deep bows to each of you. May your harvest be rich and abundant. Oh, and so it is.
Hello. Happy New Year. Shana Tova. Thank you for that beautiful song, Ulasita. It's lovely. I love that song. My inner child says thank you. So nice. So many new faces, actually, and some familiar faces as well. This is a really wonderful time for reflection, and I'm just thinking and celebrating everything that has shifted. My name is Jana, by the way, for all of you who I have not met yet, and I'm now meeting virtually for the first time. I'm here in the City of Angels with Mary Magdalene and lots of angels. You can see there's lots of angels in passing before I head up north on Sunday. And yeah, I'm celebrating the death and rebirth, the massive death and rebirth I went through this past year. Last year, I was a doctorate student in a PhD program at Pacifica. And now I have reclaimed my priestess path and I'm watching my healing business blossom and grow, and I'm working deeply with my Elven Starseed Council and really listening to them, and in alignment with doing my soul's work and purpose. And it's just starting. But it's huge. It's huge. And I have so much I want to create that mostly every day it's like, oh, I have so much I want to create. So much wants to move through me that I don't always stop and honor the incredibly massive shift that I went through this last year. The fiery sort of Kali side of the Magdalene lineage I work with is always kind of like moving me forward. And it feels like there's so much work to be done, because there is. And it also feels really important to just take a moment to celebrate, especially in this new year, and really honor this the massive shift and the woman I am now, and that I really stepped into what I came here to do, and really honor this moment in time, and how good that feels, and what an honor it is, and I'm so grateful, truly grateful. Yeah, that's it. So thank you for witnessing me in that. That feels really good. Thank you so much, all of you, and happy Equinox.
Do I just unmute to share?
Go ahead, Lizzo.
Cool. Hello, everyone. It's so good to see you and all these new faces, because I don't think I've ever been in one of your spaces created. So it feels really good to be here. Man, my heart's beating all fast. And I have a little selenite heart here too. It's so cool. I'm really celebrating so much transition for me. I felt really stagnant for almost 2 years, really. And over the past year, just really letting go, the art of letting go has been my art for almost too long. But I'm finally feeling that I'm actually releasing. I never understood what people were saying when they was I'm letting go, I'm releasing, that doesn't serve me anymore. I never fully felt like I could really do it, but I'm really feeling in that, and I feel like I have let go of so much, and I'm looking really forward to all the incubation process that happens during winter, as I have a lot planned for my springtime. So I'm feeling really good in that, and the completion of 2 schools I was going to for plant medicine apprenticeship and yoga teacher training. So I feel I feel momentum, but I'm also feeling like it's time to really deep seed, and I'm celebrating that. And I'm celebrating all the awakened people here. It's so beautiful. And I know that the trauma of what's happening on the earth is not the best for so many people to deal with, but because of it, it's showing so many people who aren't awake to the issues that we have. It's showing them that we have issues with what we're doing to the planet and how we're treating the planet. It's so terrible that it has to be the destroyer must come through and barge through to really wake everyone up. But I can say that I believe it's pushing us into a direction where we can do more mending and healing. So that is all I'm going to share. And I love you all. Thank you.
Perhaps 1 or 2 more shares, maybe, I don't know, a woman who's face we can't see, perhaps.
I'd like to share.
Carissa.
Hi, thank you. So grateful for this space that you create, Amaya, and excited to see all of your beautiful faces here and to be here in this space. And I am really celebrating so much in this time. So much is being harvested. It's almost overwhelming. It's so much goodness. I feel like it's a pile of apples and pumpkins and like, oh, there's so much to do to harvest it all. It's wonderful. So grateful. Sacred partnership is one of my main celebrations, and the what comes from my heart, just the first thing to come out, and just so grateful for the sacred partnership that I am in, and that has been really growing since the spring equinox, and that time was when it was really just starting to become what it is now, and it's just this amazing divine union. And we are in a 40-day Kundalini yoga meditation challenge right now together, and it just feels so amazing. It was actually something that he brought to me, and I was just so excited for that because I love Kundalini yoga, and was like, yeah, that's my jam. Let's do this. Just to have it be like so mutual, and it's just so exciting to have so many mutual passions, and feel this like it's still just starting to grow, and I can just see so much wonderful, amazing, powerful couple, exciting things in the works. So that's even not even in the harvest. It's more in the still budding and blooming, and it's so exciting. But celebrating that, and many of the other trainings in the Flower Essence Practitioner Program. I have started to combine my Reiki with the flower essences for animals. And I'm in an animal communication course right now with Lynn McKenzie, a very famous, amazing animal energy communicator, psychic. And so really helping to create those, well, not create, but to hone the psychic and telepathic abilities, clairvoyance, clairaudient, all of this that I have and would love to channel more towards helping animals and those who can't speak. So just so excited for that, and so excited to just have that just coming to me more and more. There's just people with animals that I didn't even advertise it. I was advertising my business, Reiki and Flower Essences for People. I just had started that in August. And then it just was coming. Like, people were asking me about animals, if I was working with animals. And I realized that's actually where I started. I was volunteering at an Animals as Natural Therapy program. So since I was 14 years old, and that really helped me a lot. So it's just, it feels so amazing that, like, that's, of course, you know, it's one of those things that's like, of course that's one of my gifts and paths to take, is to help the animals with the gifts that I have. So excited for that, and really celebrating that in this time, to use my gifts to help those who are voiceless. Not only animals, but maybe people as well, who are underadvantaged and underprivileged and maybe don't have a voice as much. So really celebrating all of those opportunities that are coming to me, and you know, may we all be filled with all of the courage and the clarity and the energy that, and the opportunities that we need to really realize our visions and to harvest in this time. And so grateful for this time of harvest, and for all of you here, and all of the opportunities that continue to flow in for all of us to realize our dreams and visions. Thank you. Satnam.
Oh, it feels so good to celebrate. As you're each talking, I have that song. Celebrate good times. Come on. There's a party going on around here. A celebration to last throughout the year. You know, this is our magic of being alive, to celebrate, to really be seen in our celebration, and to catch ourselves when we withhold our celebration. So thank you to each of you who shared, and those of you who are feeling called to share it, or maybe at the end of this call you feel an inspiration to share, reach out to someone today, you know, and share your blessings. We need more of that current of celebration on this planet right now. So I just want to speak a little bit to this time right now, and then we're going to move into our experience so that you have an embodied understanding of how you're going to work with this time. So autumn equinox, as I've said, is this incredible time of celebration, this potent time where we get to harvest, you know, and I loved the image that you were sharing, Carissa, of just like your arms are like full, you know, and there's ones that are dropping down as you're collecting more. And that's really this time of September. You know what, when I was 20, I worked on an organic farm, and I remember that feeling of like this time working so hard with my body to get everything up before we put the soil to rest for the winter. And so that goes to our own internal space and externally what we're cultivating. And I just want to speak to this very important piece that needs to be presenced right now. Oh wait, let's see, hold on, there's some celebrations over in the chat that I didn't see. So let's pause, keep on with the celebrations. This is from Susie. Hi, Susie. Hello, and thank you all, sisters. I'm celebrating myself as a mother, having 2 children. One started with school this month and the other with kindergarten. I'm celebrating more than 200 days of Kundalini yoga meditation, celebrating my relationship with my beloved husband and my ever-growing self-love and growth. Thank you, Jai Ma. Jai Ma! Wow, Susie. Wow, beaming you, witnessing you and seeing you in all of your devotion and celebration. Thank you. And Genevieve, so much gratitude to all the beautiful souls present here, and Amaya for organizing. I am celebrating my liberation over the past 9 months and how much I've grown and owned my power. I feel so blessed to be present here with you all. And so it is, Genevieve, beaming you with our witness and our celebration of all that you've gone through over the past 9 months, and probably since before then, and where you're standing right now. Thank you. Okay, and Shannon, beautiful shares, sisters. I am celebrating the transformation that I've been through, dismantling everything that no longer serves my highest and greatest good, and taking a huge pause, going inward, self-care, creating art. I am celebrating surrendering to the great goddess and acceptance to whatever comes to my path. Much love from the Netherlands. Thank you, Shannon, celebrating you and beaming you with our love and our witness of who you are. Thank you so much, sister. I feel like I'm like sweating. I have so much like excitement moving through my body as we celebrate. It's just like, it feels so good to have the experience of celebrating you all. So this time, this piece that I want to presence for us, that's very important because it kind of brings things into a clear focus, is that sometimes it can feel selfish or like we're spending too much time on ourselves to even have these kinds of gatherings when people are suffering around the world, right? So we hear what just happened in Mexico City and what's continuing to happen with sex trafficking and, you know, all the suffering that's happening. And I just really want to presence that everything that you're doing for yourself, everything that we are doing as a collective of women who are seeking and questing truth and to rise is for, I have tears, is for the greater we. That none of you are going to have a transformational experience and then keep it closed off to yourself. What will happen is that you grow and you expand and you become more of your true potentiality and you shine that light with the world. And that's what's going to change the world. So at any moment when you think like, I should be doing more of this and I should be more external, absolutely, we all need to be present and being active in what's happening on this planet. And what you do when you descend into your dark and illuminate truths and bring them back to your light is equally as powerful. So this time when the wheel turns, what's incredibly significant, whether it's autumn equinox or spring equinox, if you're in the southern hemisphere, or any of the other holy days on the wheel of the year, is that a portal opens. And what that means, some of you are totally in resonance with that word, and some of you, it's new, but what it means is there's a shift in the etheric realms of this planet where new information can come through and land in your being. That happens at every moment, and that's what I felt, and Ulasita presence, and maybe other women felt at that moment at 1:02 when the wheel literally shifted. There was an opening that happened for us as a collective, and this opening will stay for the next 24, 48 hours as we transition from one season to the next. Now, this is incredibly significant, especially for those who are called to live in these more or work with these more etheric realms. So if you consider yourself a priestess or a medicine woman or a healer or a yogi, all of those, you are working in the etheric and the spirit realms. Shaman, you're working in those realms. And this is so incredibly important because you can receive downloads, transmissions, information that would not be regularly available to you at other times. So when we gather on these holy days and we do ritual, there's going to be something that lands and awakens inside of you that you wouldn't have access to if you were just forgetting to celebrate a holy day. That's incredibly phenomenal. You know, that to me like charges me up, that there's a veil that gets so thin and perhaps parts that you receive information about your dharma, about your mission, about your birthright, that could either continue to walk you on the path you're walking but deepen it, or to completely shift you somewhere else that's part of your destiny. So the veils are thin, and basically, you know, after these 24 to 48 hours, we are really in autumn. You know, right now there's this place of moving from one, entering one, and so we're in this place of balance, or actually wholeness, or unification of all. The light, the dark, God, goddess, what you hold in your body of above and below. And so in this sacred union, I would invite you to, I'm going to hold that thought, actually. We're going to come to that actually at the end. But just holding that there is a sacred union that is here right now and will be of service to each of you and to all of us. And so, you know, at this time, there's two, in the Celtic lineage, we celebrate Green Man, who is really the force of the masculine and connected to the earth. And we celebrate Demeter, who is, harvest queen. And we can, again, use these two to come into sacred union to work on our behalf. Or perhaps you're more into Christian mysticism and you want to work with Mary Magdalene and Yeshua during this time of being in that cauldron of sacred union. And again, it's really to support our greatest destiny. In the Celtic tradition, moving into autumn equinox is resonant with the element of water. And so some of you are going to really experience the energies of water. In traditional Chinese medicine, this is the season of metal. And so there's currents and energies that move through that. And I'm just going to speak to that because it's the piece that came through and it's what we're actually going to move into in a moment. So with metal, the feelings that we feel are grief. And that's truly because I'm looking outside at this beautiful view of the mountains and the trees and flowers right now. And pretty soon these leaves, depending on where you live, they may already be happening. If you're in the Netherlands, and you're way closer north to the North Pole, you may already be seeing the leaves change colors. And you may see, the beauty, the most incredible piece of the harvest is that as we harvest, there's death. So there again lies the balance of life. With harvest is death. And so there's a tractor going by me right now, so just for a moment. So you may feel and experience as we move into autumn more grief, whether that's, tenderness and grief in your heart, or it's grief on the state of the world and the collective. But it's truly because we're just mirrors of Gaia, and it's so incredible to remember that, as the leaves are falling, as the tree is releasing, we are doing the same thing. And it's all for our highest growth. And that tree will come back in the spring and those buds will come back and she'll do her process again, just like we do. So if you feel grief or if you are feeling grief already, just know you're in those currents, and if we go back to the Celtic tradition of water, the waters of our tears, that they blanket the earth and they heal the earth. And then in going back to Chinese medicine, this beautiful piece of metal is that, as I said, the veils become thin, right, on autumn equinox and for the first little bit. But with autumn, there's also this incredible possibility to tap into our dreams and to really use the energies of our dreams. And so some of you might already be doing this or have had practices in the past where you had an intention, maybe it was a 40-day practice where you bought a dream journal and you were really in communication with your dreams, writing your dreams down every morning. And if you haven't done this, I would highly recommend it for this time. And, we often forget that the dreams, which, come from our subconscious, are truly just messages from spirit. Our subconscious is spirit. And so working with your dreams is going to get your mind that, the mind is amazing. So I just want to presence that, the mind often gets a bad rap because we have these limiting beliefs and monkey mind and all this, but the mind takes our dreams and helps to bring it into form, right? So, and when we are initially working with our dreams, we want the mind to get into a place of quiet. We just want to hear what Spirit's telling us. It's truly amazing when we can create that space for ourselves to just let the dreams, our dreams, be the voice of spirit, be the voice of the divine God, goddess. You know, so much more information is revealed to you than you could possibly think up from a mental perspective. And so I know you all know this, and I'm just planting the remembrance of how potent this time is to work with your dreams. So I had posted the other day on Instagram, you know, you could make your own dream catcher during this time. You know, it could be really elaborate. You know, there you can see those beautiful art pieces that you can make with, you know, the dream, the weaving and the feathers, and, you know, the crafting it all with the greatest intention that it's capturing your dreams for you to remember and to live into. And you can simply, what we just did is you can simply gather 3 sticks from land that you feel really connected to, and either a feather or a leaf. So 3 sticks, 1 feather, 1 leaf, tie a string around them, all with the intention of capturing your dreams to use them for your spiritual growth, and just placing it next to your bed. So I want you to be in an active place in your dream space. And this is going to make more sense as we actually go into the journey right now. So what we're going to do is I'm going to lead you through, I'm going to somewhat lead you. I mean, I'm going to hold the space and lead you through, but I really want you to have your own experience. So I'm not going to give tons of details as you go through the journey. I'll help you kind of set up, but I want you to really receive your own really deep transmission. We are going to journey to the spirit of autumn equinox. Okay, so I figured there's no one better we could connect to about this time and what's most needed for us than the spirit of this season and this moment, specifically as the wheel turns. And we are going to ask the spirit of equinox to support us with our dreams. And that's really all I'm going to say at this time. And then we're going to come back and you'll have a couple minutes to do some writing. And if there's any sharing that wants to happen, we can share. My intention is to be complete with our entire, you know, journey and ceremony by 10 after 2 p.m. Pacific time, just so if any of you are feeling like you don't know if you can stay, or, you know, you can come back and listen to the recording. I'd like it if you're here, you know, for the journey that you stay, because it makes a stronger container. And I know you're all here and present and not pulling the threads of us with you as you depart. So if you can stay, that would be most ideal. So what I'd like you to do is actually take a moment to stand up and just kind of like jump around, like do some jumping jacks, or, you know, move your body, or, you know, if you're in a space where you can make some sounds and really activate your throat. And I just want you to move some energy, because you've been listening to me and you've been listening to our sisters, and I want your body to be a space where spirit can come through, and it's, yeah, we're kind of hollowing you out a bit. So move around, jump around, make some sounds, you know, really release anything you're holding right now that may be in the space for the great mystery to take up even more space inside of you. And when you're ready, you feel like, ooh, you got some movement back. You feel your DNA spiraling. Come back, and either you can sit down or you can lie down, whatever feels comfortable. This will be about 10 minutes. If you're driving, please come back and listen to this later. And so our intention, so if your mind starts to go, if your mind goes to something that's not in this moment as I'm drumming, your intention is to meet the spirit of autumn equinox. Okay? And so just taking a deep breath in, taking a deep breath out. To ask you to bring your awareness and energy into your womb space at this time. And imagining deep in your womb a beautiful blossoming golden leaf. So one of those leaves that turns red or golden or orange during the autumn time, that is just so glorious. You have to pick her up and look at her. You see her and point to her on a tree. And so you're going to imagine that glorious leaf in your womb space. Picture the point of the leaves, the curve of the leaves, the color of the leaf. And as you look at that leaf, you're going to spiral down through the leaf, through its color, spiraling from this world into another. And in this other world, this other realm you arrive in, you enter into a glorious forest with some evergreens and then some deciduous trees whose colors are bursting with vibrancy. Some still holding their green, some that are changing to gold, some that are red. And noticing your surroundings, noticing if there's sunlight, if it's dark. Noticing if you have shoes on or not. Noticing the soil. Noticing if you hear birds or the caress of the wind. And as you land into this space, ask to meet the spirit of autumn equinox. Ask for him or her to reveal him or herself or itself to you. You may see a being, you may see an energetic, but you will notice that you are no longer alone in that forest. And you go and you greet the spirit of autumn equinox, introducing yourself and whatever else feels is necessary in your introduction. And the spirit of autumn equinox is delighted to see you. And he or she or it begins to share with you, truly begins to remind you of a dream that you have been holding for some time, a dream that has been just awakened inside of you. And autumn equinox and the spirit of autumn equinox reminds you that now is the time to bring forth that dream into the world, to dream your dream awake. And with the awakening of your dream, you will also dream the world into awake, because you will be bringing in this dream and it will be shifting the frequency of the world. This could be a dream of your own healing, of a limiting belief. This could be a dream of a project or a vision or a child. There is an endless, infinite possibility. And your spirit of autumn equinox is reminding you of your dream. Equinox reminds you that sometimes dreams need a little extra energy out in the 3D world. That sometimes they can get wobbly, or we can move into unworthiness or self-doubt about our dreams. And so I invite you to ask autumn equinox, the spirit of this time, if there is a specific symbol that will help you birth your dream into form. I want you to take in this symbol. This is an important piece. Really seeing it or hearing it or feeling it. And ask autumn equinox if there's anything else that you need to know right at this moment of the great turning of the wheel, about how to work with this dream, about the clarity of this dream, any specifics. back and connect with him or her or it. And so give your thanks and gratitude to the spirit of autumn equinox for not only revealing him or herself, but also revealing the dream that you are meant to really focus on for this time of autumn, the symbol that will be an important anchor point for you and your dream, and anything else that was spoken and shared. And slowly, the spirit of autumn equinox begins to walk away, fading, and you begin your journey home. So perhaps you thank the forest or the trees for holding this sacred communion and conversation. And you begin to make your way, spiraling in concentric circles, back up to meet that gorgeous, glorious leaf resting in your womb space. And then bringing your full awareness back to this moment, this day of September 22nd, 2017, the turning of the great wheel, autumn equinox, wiggling your toes, wiggling your feet, moving your hands, your fingers, your head, and coming back into this moment, bringing your entire being back into this moment, back into your body, breathing deeply into your feet and all the way up to the top of your crown. And when you feel ready, I would love for you to take your journal out and write down any information that came forward, because these realms can dissipate in a moment. And I want you to also write down your symbol that you received. And as you're all writing and kind of pulling this energy from the spirit or the unseen realms into this realm, I want to take a moment to honor autumn equinox, the spirit of autumn equinox, for offering itself to us, and just also taking a moment to really ground in and remind us all that spirit is so seeking us in the same way that we are seeking it. And there's so much information for us when we open the channels to receive in this way. So I know there's probably still more writing because there's lots of little intricacies and amazingness that can happen, and it's really important to write each thing. But I'm wondering, for those of you who are here, that we can see with the video, I'm wondering if you would be willing to just hold up your symbol. Wow. 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 Thank you all so much. So, I wasn't expecting that to bring tears. So this is really profound. Wow, Jana. Okay, wow. This is really profound. So not only are you, do you need to come in here, Jen? Yeah. It's okay, I'm just talking. I mean, we're in our ritual, but you're part of it. So not only, and actually before I go further, you can just give me like a thumbs up. Were you each gifted clarity around the dream to work with for this time? Okay. Okay, amazing. Okay. So this will be something that you're really actively working with between now and Samhain, which is, I think it's November 2nd or 3rd this year. So basically for the next 6 weeks, you're really going to be working with this dream. And again, I said this could be a dream of maybe your own internal healing around something specific, or it could be a project, or getting pregnant, or, there's so many different pieces of what each of us are meant to dream into form right now. And because we're moving into the darkest time of the year, what's beautiful is that whatever's in the way of this dream coming forward, we're naturally going to be given the mirror for us to excavate it. This symbol holds the frequency of your dream. And I'm going to invite you to use it in whatever way most supports you. So that may be sitting at your altar and meditating on the symbol for 5 minutes or an hour every day. It may be that you have it on your computer as you're writing your book. Maybe that's the dream that came forward. But this symbol holds the resonance of your dreams. So when or if you move into any pattern that's keeping you separate from your dream, because your dream really is not separate. It's alive and well inside of you. Your symbol brings you into that moment, into the resonance, into the frequency of not only the dream, but all the steps that need to get put into place for that dream to become fully realized. Well, that's incredibly powerful and an exquisite gift, because anyone here ever have a dream and then not follow through? Yeah. This symbol is going to be your guide, even though that doesn't even fully encapsulate what it's going to do. So you can create, I see, Karen, you have this beautiful art behind you. I don't know if that's your art. So if you're an artist, you can take your symbol and make it a painting that you keep around you, or you can keep it on that piece of paper. But I want you to work with it in some way. Like, don't just sit it on your altar and it gathers dust. Sit it on your altar and do mantra with it. Sit it on your altar, meditate with it. Do a painting of it. Wear it in your bra or under your clothes, skin to skin. This was gifted to you by the spirit of autumn equinox for you to birth your dream through you and for the planet. Okay. Does anyone want to share anything that's just like, you're like, I have to share this. I need it to be voiced. I need to be seen in what was received? And or if you have any questions about what you heard or received from the spirit of autumn equinox. You receive the symbol of a squirrel. So that squirrel is probably your power animal. And many times our specific dreams or specific projects have a specific power animal attached to it that's going to actively support that dream to come into fruition. So welcome, squirrel. And somebody else got an acorn. So yeah, so what I would like you to do, actually, I know this is going to be upsetting for some of you. I would love to invite you to refrain from Googling information about squirrel, information about acorn, information about whatever it is that came through you, and just allow yourself to have the experience of what came through. And so if you want to connect more deeply to squirrel, if you want to do a journey to acorn, if you want to do another journey to the spirit of autumn equinox, let yourself have the experience of being in communion with spirit. Does all of this make sense? Did this feel helpful for all of you or for you? I would love to hear some voices because I only see faces, and I want to make sure that this is really supportive for you to embody who you are. Yeah, Jana.
I was really exciting because it was a piece, it surprised me. What came through was a piece which actually started when we were journeying in that space where you are now in Ojai. So I love the collective feeling, because I feel like sometimes the birthing my personal dream can feel lonely at points, when it's just me and spirit. But it was really about coming into sacred union and that sacred partnership. And that partner is like, he's such a big part of the dream. And I first started making deeper connection with his higher self. Spirit went during the Flower Essence Practitioner Retreat in Shamanic Journey. So it was really exciting for autumn equinox to be like, he's the next part of the dream, and he's a big part of the Elven Starseed movement, and he's connected to all of it. And I was like, whoa, okay. And it's like, and it's time this fall. So yeah, it was just more confirmation, and it's really fun. It's just fun to see how interwoven all these pieces are, and it just helps it to feel more real. So yeah, and so I'm following the Elven star.
And so is he.
Yes, that's what I got, was follow the Elven star. So, and then the energy of the trees, that piece is really supportive. So just continuing to listen to that. And I am. So yeah, so that was wonderful. I'm really curious about the direction north, because that's been really powerful just coming through really strongly about what the direction north means. And I'm curious, I don't really have a strong relationship with the directions. And so I'm curious sort of, and the direction north feels really like North Star feels really strongly connected to my elven guides. So there's something there that's starting to come through from the mystery around North Star, the elven star, and the fact that I'm actually going north, like that's all part of it. So that's all I have to share for now. Thank you so much for listening.
Thank you, sister. Thank you so much. Yeah, beautiful. Thank you. Yeah, so the beautiful piece of this symbol is that it's going to help all of you and all of us anchor in the dream. You know, that rather than the dream staying here, or even if we write it down in a journal, rather than it staying in the journal, it's going to anchor it in to form. And that's our lives. We've chosen a human incarnation, and we are needing to embody ourselves, and part of that is embodying our dreams, and the symbol is going to ground that into our lives. So LB wrote, the message I feel I received from Acorn made me think of the movie Fern Gully, and the message was help it grow, in that fairy's voice, and it is just telling me and reminding me of my path, which is to heal others and help them grow. Also my close connection to plants and the elementals. Fantastic. So some of you just got affirmation of your path. And some of you may have gotten a whole download of like, whoa, there's a whole other thing that I'm needing to focus on right now. And that's amazing too. And just allow this symbol to be your support. And with that symbol, you won't feel alone. You'll have the full force of spirit working side by side with you. So before we complete, is there anything else that wants to be spoken on this holy day by any woman here? Do I have any advice on flower essences? Well, yeah, I have a whole bucket of advice, but I don't know what it's about or what it's for, so you'd have to be a bit more specific to that. If you want to get started, there's lots of books. We also, on my website, you can buy the home study course, which is a 4-week introduction to flower essence alchemy. And I think it's fantastic. Or anything specific for the autumn equinox. So right now I have an autumn equinox essence getting created on the lawn over here. So that's always an amazing essence to be taking to bring forth that spirit that you just met. And it just really depends. So flower essences work best when you're just incredibly specific. So yeah. Any other questions or shares?
I'd just like to share really quick a little bit of what came through for me. It was really beautiful. I heard enjoy the harvest. It is the time to prepare while also enjoying, because there is a lot to be done, but it's most important to really enjoy it and get ready for the winter. Be ready to go into the woods is what I heard. Prepare for sustainability. And there were some specifics that came through for that, but it was really about getting what is needed for a more sustainable lifestyle and living off the grid and having that being prepared for being sustainable.
Beautiful, beautiful dream coming forth.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We could probably dream some of these pieces, but to get even more takes us access to the spirit realms. That's what we need. Then we get touch spirit to spirit. So you have your assignment for the next 6 weeks is to work with that dream, connect deeply with your symbol. And of course, if you want to go back to autumn equinox or your symbol or anything else, this is the time of the dream. You know, this is the time that you access that deep current of dreaming. So use this time because then the energies in the current shift into something else. And so we want to be in this deep partnership where we're using and harnessing what's available to us at this time. And that this is exactly what's available. So before we complete, I'm watching the time, and also our shamanic training practitioners are going to walk in here any moment. I also have a really special share for all of you that I've been working on and dreaming for probably 20 years, but has come into fruition. And so I'm offering, and you'll get an email. This is not like a formal sharing of any sort because I'm going to let you know, I'm just offering it to you and announcing it. But I have created a priestess path journey. So for those of you who are called to walk the path of the priestess, especially rooted in Western mystery traditions, I have a program that I've just birthed. It's called the Red Ray. And the foundation of it is choosing to be embodied, because we need to be heaven on earth. We need to be fully here. And the red ray is the ray that brings us into our embodiment. And so it's just for 6 women, and it's over 5 months. And we'll be sending out information about it. But it's going to be a combination of, you know, sister council. There'll be 7 of us, so 6 of you and 1 of me, and our guides who I've anchored in and opened the circle already for those guides to hold us and protect us. And you'll have one-on-one sessions with me to do your own journey. And it's been created from October through February. And so we'll go into the descent of Samhain through winter solstice, Imbolc, and complete after that. And it's really, I like to go deep. You know, that's something I've learned about myself over the years is I like to go deep. And what better time than Samhain and winter and to resurrect ourselves at Imbolc. And so that will be our guide. That will be the seasons and the elementals that we're working through. And so you get one-on-one sessions, and you get priestess practices each month in sisterhood. You get new and full moon rituals to do. We'll celebrate the holy days together, and you'll have a different goddess that you're working with for every month. So it's really for those women that are called to deepen their priestessing, their priestess work. And like I said before, especially in the Western mystery traditions. So I'll actually type it here. For any of those, you get the first peek. Haven't showed this to anyone, and I'm like incredibly excited and thrilled and totally nervous of, you know, I love this offering so much. So may it land in your womb spaces and your heart and your mind. And if you feel called, fill out an application. And that is my great dream that I'm cultivating and will be working into myself with these women over this next time. So let's just take a moment to close our eyes. And I invite you to feel into the gift that you received and to anchor it really deeply into your heart and almost imagine sparkles and shine coming from that space. And imagine that you're holding the hand of a sister to the left of you and a sister to the right of you, making up this beautiful gathering of sisters who are rising into their truth and their wisdom, their power, their glory, who have just heard a great dream of theirs, who have just received a powerful symbol, and who are committed to birthing this dream and anchoring this dream as we dream the world awake. And so feeling the divinity pulsating in your left hand as you hold this woman's hand, feeling the divinity pulsate in your right hand as you hold this woman's hand. And then feeling that same source power pulsating in your own self. We are sisters on this journey, shining as one, bringing forth all that is holy and spreading the flame of love. And so opening your eyes, wishing you happy equinox, happy Maybon, merry meet, merry part, and merry meet again. Blessings on your dreams coming forward. So much love to each of you here and to all of our sisters who will be listening. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I'm going to unmute us to say our goodbyes. Thank you.
Bye, sisters.
Thank you.